Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Rochelle in her answer to 10 Minutes with Rochelle for Jeff. So I'm going to ask him a few questions. How you doing today, Jeff?
I'm doing great.
I'm glad. Um, I was curious, when we first met, we talked about both of us having a common lifetime love of sports and exercise and staying in shape. What is your go-to exercise?
Walking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you walk with music?
No, I usually walk trying to pray. If I'm not doing prayer stuff, I'm just thinking, or I'll listen to podcasts too.
Podcasts? There you go. Um, and I know that you participated in sports, some of them solo sports. What are your favorite things that you've done in both team kind of situations and solo sports? What are your favorites?
Oh, the sports I participated in were golf, high school golf team. So that's pretty individual, but you're on a team. Wrestling, that's pretty individual, but the team either wins or loses depending on how many individuals won. I played football, and that was a little tougher because if the next guy screwed up or you screwed up, it affected everybody. And then I was on track and field, which again is more independent, but then you add up everything. So I had mostly independent type sports that I was involved in.
Well, and skiing.
Yeah, skiing. I didn't think about that. I just did that more recreationally and didn't think of that as a sport. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty individual too.
It's a pretty strong athletic background. So I'm curious, when you watch the Summer Olympics and the Winter Olympics, first, what's your favorite, and can you tell us about it a little bit? And do you have any secret hidden likes? For instance, ping pong, two man.
Oh, wow.
Do you have any little thing that you say, nobody would guess this?
That I love.
Right, that I love women's gymnastics parallel bars.
No, I do. I like the women's gymnastics a lot, and I like the downhill skiing. Mostly the men and women who do the moguls and the acrobatic.
Uh-huh.
I think those are pretty cool. I will turn in to watch the curling because I just think, how did this ever turn into be a sport? It's like in England, they actually have whole TV shows of people playing darts. So it's, okay, well, there you go.
It's a sport. Well, chess is a sport. All righty.
But since you mentioned ping pong, some of those ping pong players, badminton players, you'd never think that it could be as intense as that from just playing in the front yard or in the basement. Those guys and gals can be fierce at those things. It's fascinating.
Yeah, so you're a fan. A little bird named Denise, a secret anonymous bird told me that you've been getting up really early. And I know that you're kind of a habitual early riser. And I'm wondering if that's like a lifelong thing or what you find special about getting up and enjoying those, or do you?
No, I always love seeing the sun come up, and there's something great about that.
Yeah.
Some people in my family, they go, "What's that?" I said, "Well, that's the sun coming up." They've never seen that before, but
Other than the back end of the clock, right?
yeah.
Well, maybe I'll stop bringing you that triple espresso at 5 o'clock. Might be part of it. Another thing that we both have done a lot of is traveling, and I was wondering if any place that you visited or lived took you by surprise with its beauty, something that had a big impact. Tell us a little about some of your favorite landscapes or cityscapes.
Oh well, landscapes, cityscapes. I love the Northwest in August, September when it's dry. I think the Puget Sound is absolutely gorgeous. The Olympic Mountains, the cityscapes. I'd go to San Francisco in a heartbeat and just head straight for the Golden Gate Bridge just to walk across and back. And taken by surprise. I really had a marvelous time when I was in Israel, especially Galilee, and
What does that look like? I don't know what the landscape
you know,
is.
it's a lake, and it's pretty good size, and it isn't like it's forested around, but there's just something about the lighting and I suppose the ethos of the history. Um, I was put up in a really nice hotel. That really helped. You know? They had great food, and being able to sit there and just stare off the veranda at it. Um, and I rented a car and went around it and explored, and so that was one of those pinch me. This is really more cool than I thought it would be. So,
Huh,
hmm
interesting. Um, and I think I'm just gonna wind up on that note. Is there any place that you would like to revisit? And if you had no financial worries about it, it wasn't to do with work. You just suddenly you get a trip to anywhere that you've been. Where would you like to go back?
well, I'd go back to the Holy Land quickly. The I had a fascinating experience in India. I'd like to go back and see that again. Maybe do a few other cities.
Well, you
It
only get
wasn't.
one.
It wasn't necessarily the most enjoyable. In some ways, it was distressing. The population and some of the hygiene things. Um, and I do have a thought of why go back someplace when there are other places I still want to get to. New Zealand, Australia, Greece, you know. So um, I've got plenty of wanderlust, more wanderlust than
Wonder money.
time, money, and ability. So, but what a great world, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, it's fantastically beautiful, and people are so interesting, and I'm ready to go at a drop of a hat.
Take me.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. And something that maybe some of the congregation is going to want to key in on, but I happen to like peanut butter and pickle sandwiches, which,
Really?
yeah. And I was wondering, do you eat anything that's really unusual that, again, like, a secret love for curling?
Wow.
Is there anything that's unusual that you eat that we might want to try?
I don't think there's anything that unusual. Not like peanut butter and pickle sandwiches for sure. I think my wife and her family do pineapple mayonnaise sandwiches. Um, my kids would all say he likes to have red wine and a jar of peanuts,
And you're good.
it's just like not necessarily the right
Right.
connoisseur type of mixture, but I love salted peanuts and a good glass of red wine, and I don't mind putting them together, whatever anybody may think about that.
Alrighty. Well, if you get to go back to the Holy Land, we'll send you with wine and peanuts so you can sit and enjoy the view. This has been a great time, and I hope that everyone enjoys this interview.
Good questions. Thanks.